Talking about people acting like maniacs over the weekend. You had the lady run on the court at the T-Wolves game. You had the bleacher creatures in the Bronx throwing stuff at the Cleveland Guardians at the end of a game. I don't know what the solution is. I'd
All
like
right,
to think.
what's your solution, Doran? You've been on those fields, and there's probably never been a time where you've like felt for your safety or anything. Like, I don't know. I don't want to answer for you, but what's your solution with fans? Because you're the only guy in this room that's seen it from the other side. People yelling ridiculous things, people throwing things. What's your solution when people act ridiculous?
Well, I think we're in the day and age now, and especially COVID made this happen, that, the paper ticket is going away. So everything is digital now. So you have to buy your ticket on your phone. Your phone, in the way you buy your ticket, should be linked with your name, your address, whatever it is. Then that's how you can find out who these people are, and then restrict them for either coming to a game again or sue them.
This happens, and that's a very good point. Even if you can't find it out when they buy it initially, what you can do is when they commit the act, you find it out. Right? So you go up and you arrest them or you cite them. And this happens in European soccer a lot. When they're cited and when they're fined, when you get them that time, you simply put, and this is the simplest thing that I don't understand why it doesn't happen more in North American sports, you put a no trespass order on them. It's just like, not just like, but it's like someone coming on your front porch and you tell the police, I explicitly don't want this person here anymore. The sports teams need to say, I don't want that person in our venue for 5 years, for 10 years, forever.
Yeah.
And if they are caught there, the penalties and the fines need to be ramped up.
Yep.
And there's no way that you can go ahead and you can have facial recognition, you can do all of that, and it's tough. It may not be a deterrent, but if they're caught again, like the ticket taker's not gonna look at everybody and match them up with the people that aren't allowed in the stadium. But if they're found to be in that stadium again, the penalties need to be severe for those people.
No, that's a good call.
So severe where they don't even think about stepping back in the venue.
Right, like you're going to jail
for a while.
Yeah, and you make a great point, Doran. Everything's trackable now.
Right,
everything's traceable. So you know who's buying a ticket because nobody. You don't sell them. How many people stand on a street corner and sell paper tickets anymore? Nobody.
And I think it should be, there should be a circulation of it, of the digital. I mean, with, like, say in Pittsburgh, Pirates, Penguins, Steelers. So these people who do act away in a Pirates game, they can't even go to a Steeler game. They can't go to any event. They can't go to any sporting event.
Have a reciprocity where
you can't go to any event in Pittsburgh.
That's a great idea, too. And it should be, if you're not allowed to go to if some dude from White Plains who wants to go to every Yankees game and sit out in right field and then decides to throw things on the field one day, wants to do that, he's not just out of any Yankees games forever. You're out of all. Forget it. You want to try to go to a Mets game or you want to go up to a Sox game at Fenway? Nope, forget it. Sorry, you're just not allowed at venues anymore.
The part that always baffles me is this, guys. Okay, like I saw the Yankees and Cleveland the other day, right? And there are people in the stands in the Bronx. They are throwing things onto the field. So you throw things on the field. You know you're going to be on camera. It causes this big scene. Judge and those guys come out as the home team and say, stop. You're on SportsCenter. You're on MLB Network. You're on all these. How do you – this is the part I don't get. How do you wake up today and go into your office and just carry on? How do you go to your kid's Little League game?
Right.
How do you go and drop your kid off at school and think, I'm going to escape everybody recognizing me?
Yeah.
How do you just leave the stadium, whether you're kicked out or not, and say, I'm just going to go carry on my regular life and everything's cool?
Here's the thing. In everyday society, there really aren't people get by without any repercussions on stuff like this now. It's crazy. Like, I guarantee you, the people that were throwing stuff onto the field at Yankee Stadium were all of the same mindset of, well, this is our right as a fan, and I'm going to do this, and you can't. And the people around them weren't discouraging it. The people around them were all doing it too.
Right.
And when they go out, I can guarantee you, when they go home, they socialize with the same people.
I wonder too, with the pandemic and the jobs and things like that, and how in the job market right now, if there's enough security in these stadiums. That's another part.
Probably
of
not.
This. And if there's enough qualified security in these stadiums.
How do you stop that, though? How do you stop someone from just throwing stuff? You're going to come down, they're going to get ejected, but, they're still going to throw. It's about being an adult.
I think that there needs to be some sort of think tank, or there needs to be in North America in sports, because it's ridiculous. You see it in Europe in soccer. These people are banned for life, one-shot deal. All the stadiums in all the venues in the major sports need to get together somehow. Now, you're dealing multi-jurisdictional because it's all different cities throughout our country and even in Canada. But they need to all come together and say, from like this point on, it's no longer, all right, you're pitched out and here's a $200 fine. They need to treat this incredibly serious if they want to.
Yes.
Or else it's just people are just going to talk about it.
Or they need to build a jail in these arenas and put people in 24-hour jails.
It's not the way that people feel so empowered to act like idiots at games.
Crazy.
There's where else do they do this? Like, you see people yell at supermarkets here and there or whatever but the way that people turn from regular Joe that sells insurance to I'm throwing something at somebody who is 6'4", 220 pounds that would whoop me in any other place in life, the way that they feel empowered and the switch that flicks is such a weird dynamic to me that I'll never understand.
And regardless of whether it's a 6'4", 220 behemoth who could beat the snot out of you or not, doesn't matter. It's why do you feel like it's okay to throw anything at another human being? It's insane. But you're right, like a central registry of some sort for offenders that all venues can then access.